So about to start the day one arm workout. Let's see where the arms are at. Get an exact measurement here. 16.5 inches.
All right, day one arm workout. So Cbum always starts his arm workouts with this move. I really like it. I tried to just pin my elbow slightly behind my body, get a nice mind-muscle connection, and keep in mind on these FST-7 workouts, we're doing 6 to 10 rep range on all of the exercises until we get to the FST-7 finisher. So very straightforward. We're just focusing on really good form and lifting heavy. And when I say lifting heavy, I mean that you should be at or near failure somewhere within the 6 to 10 rep range. So if you could do, say, 15 repetitions of any of these exercises, I would say the weight is much too light. So this variation right here, I really liked. It's basically, a static hold position on the arm you're not working, and you just get a crazy pump doing this. So this was a really good bicep workout. I really enjoyed the spider curls here. Got a really great contraction. And then on this next move here is another variation I really liked. It's basically going one arm at a time. So instead of doing like the seesaw alternating thing, you're doing one arm at a time, getting a crazy pump. And then FST-7, all about fascial stretch training, 7 sets of 12. This was the tricep move that I did 7 sets of 12 with. Actually wasn't a huge fan of this move. Probably change it up the next workout. And this is the bicep finisher. Once again, 7 sets of 12. Really keeping the biceps under tension the whole time, going nice and light, keeping the elbows behind the body. And this is just, I felt like I just had a crazy pump here at the end of this FST-7 workout. We have survived and made it to day number 4. So I did this workout 3 days after the day 1 workout. Of course, doing push-pull legs as well in between. Same way, got those elbows nice and loose. And the only variation I added is I added these overhead rope triceps as a superset. So, man, I just had the craziest tricep pump right after this little superset warm-up. Followed by some rope bicep curls. This one felt really good, trying to go heavier in the 6 to 10 rep range. Getting a great squeeze right on that bicep peak. And then these machine preacher curls, once again, one of my favorite moves to go heavy on. And then what I'll do is the last rep, I'll try to go as slow and controlled as possible on the way down. And then the FST-7 bicep finisher, this was absolutely amazing. I did 7 sets of 12 of this, 10 to 12. I think the last few sets I only did 10. And then the FST-7 tricep finisher, we did these machine dips, 7 sets of 12. And I just got a killer pump by this point in the workout. All right, so we're up to the day 8 arm workout, and I love doing this tricep superset to start all of my arm workouts. Obviously, the rope tricep extension, followed by the overhead rope triceps. And like I said, these are all taken from Cbum's YouTube channel. This was the highest volume arm workout I could find, so this one was just insane. I think we did like 10 different exercises for bicep and triceps. So pounding out the triceps here. And then this is the FST-7 tricep finisher, dumbbell overhead triceps. This was just brutal to do 7 sets of 12 of this. And then we're moving on to the bicep portion. So doing these one at a time curls, doing 5 to 10 reps on a side, and then alternating versus seesawing. Highly recommend you guys try it. And then spider curls, you just get a great peak contraction on this move. So at this point of the bicep workout, I'm just going, 6 to 10 rep range, close to failure. Bumped up the weight from the last workout, so we're up to 2 plates here on the preacher curl machine. And, I'm feeling pretty decent by this point about my progress. I feel like my arms look a little more pumped than they did on day 1. So we did this, once again, elbows behind the body. And then the FST-7 finisher for the biceps was these pronated curls, which obviously emphasizes the brachialis and the short head of the biceps. So we made it to the day 12 arm workout. It actually felt pretty depleted. My arms actually feel like they look smaller doing this little like tricep warm-up than they did on day 8. So definitely ate a bunch of carbs after this one. Did these incline skull crushers. That's the only new tricep move we did. So pretty low volume on today's arm workout with triceps. And then we did these 1 at a time curls supinated. Bumped up the weight to 35s on this. Really great pump. And then this one, we went some heavy hammer curls. So I try to go closer to the 10, 12 rep range on these, but felt pretty pumped in the biceps right after this one. And then this was the FST-7 finisher. This was behind the body dumbbell curls, 7 sets of 12, and that is the day 12 arm workout. So we're up to the day 17 arm workout. So once again, doing the Cbum way for warming up our elbows and our triceps, getting a nice tricep pump before we move into biceps, followed by some heavy dumbbell overhead tricep extensions. I did notice that Cbum's arm workouts typically are higher volume on biceps than triceps. Did these one at a time curls again and actually bumped up the weight. I think we did 35s last workout. We're up to 40 pounds now, just trying to progressively overload the arms. And then we went some nice and heavy machine preacher curls, trying to control the eccentric portion. And then last but not least, we have the good old FST-7 finisher. I love using cable machines for the FST-7 finisher, getting a crazy pump mind-muscle connection, and this was a good way to end the workout. So getting into the day 22 arm workout, starting out the workout with some overhead rope tricep extension, and then we followed this up with some nice and heavy incline skull crush. Notice how I'm using an easy bar. I notice an easy bar versus a straight bar is a lot better on your wrists. And then we're up to the bicep portion of the workout. So we did these hold curls where you're holding the bicep in a peak contracted state while you're curling the other one and you're alternating. You get a crazy pump doing these. And then I followed it up with these one at a time curls, obviously going 8 to 10 reps, one arm at a time, and then alternating to the other arm. And then we followed this up with some good old spider curls. I do feel like I get the front delt involved when I do this, but I do feel a nice peak contraction right on the biceps. And then the FST-7 finisher, once again, is elbows behind the body curls, just getting a crazy stretch and tearing up those biceps in a healthy way. All right, we're up to the day 26 arm workout, so only 4 days left. We find out how much my arms have grown from training like Cbum. So we started off with the overhead rope tricep extension, dumbbell overhead extension, probably my favorite mass builder for the triceps. Tried to go really heavy on this and intense because it was our only tricep moves of the day. Then we were doing the one at a time curls, so fully fresh, so I bumped up the weight to 40 pounds today. And we really tried to push progressive overload with the biceps. I'm doing hammer curls here, one arm at a time with, I believe, 55s. So we went nice and heavy on the arms. Arms definitely feel like they look bigger by this point of the experiment. And then once again, we're doing these static hold curls, and I incorporated doing 5 reps at a time on each arm while I'm holding the weight at a static position on the other arm. And then the FST-7 finisher, this cable machine is killer, elbows behind the body, 7 sets of 12, absolutely killer pump, 1 more to go. All right, so we made it to the day number 30 arm workout. We're going to find out shortly how much my arms have grown from training like Cbum for 30 days. So as you can see, we start pretty much every single workout like this with this overhead rope tricep, just getting the elbows nice and loose, getting a tricep pump. And then we added in this little variation, these like little crossbody kind of tricep extension move. I'm not a huge fan of this, but you do get a nice contraction on the side of the triceps. As you can see from the other angle, just trying to keep the elbow locked in place, get a nice hard squeeze at the bottom. And then we are right into the bicep portion. So doing machine preacher curls, once again, going heavy, trying to control the eccentric. And we went 3 sets, 6 to 10 rep range on here. And then nice and heavy hammer curls, focusing on one arm at a time on this move. And then we are into the cable finisher here. So elbows behind the body, trying to get a nice hard squeeze on the biceps. 7 sets of 12 for the FST-7 finisher. And this was my final FST-7 finisher of the 30 days. And let's find out how much my arms grew from the experiment. All right, time for the results. We got the trusted tape measure. Finished my arm workout a couple hours ago. And let's find out how much we grew here. So rocking the Young LA Champions jacket, my company Elfline, one of the sponsors on it, so came in handy on this very cold day in Nevada. And 30 days ago, I stood in the same spot here in my kitchen, and my right arm was 16.5 inches, my left arm was 16 inches. So let's see if we made any kind of gains here in 30 days. We are officially at 17.5 inch arms on the right arm. And before I talk about it, let's get the left arm.
16 inches on the left arm 30 days ago. And wow, make sure it's nice and tight, just so you guys can see I'm not cheating it. We are at 17 and a quarter.